What is up guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I am taking you to explore the street food of my hometown, Colombo. Good morning guys, we are leaving our hotel to go out for a full day of street food explorations here in Colombo, starting off with breakfast. Let's go. So first up on our list of street food to try for the day is the infamous Sri Lankan drink, the Aluthkade. So the Aluthkade is a herbal porridge that Sri Lankans have been drinking specifically for breakfast for a very long time. It's a combination of very nutritious greens that have been cooked in coconut milk and blended to form this amazing porridge. It has a little bit of rice in it. You can try this at most hotel breakfasts, but the thing is you can't try all the varieties of it. When you come to a place like this truck here on Marine Drive, which I've had my eye on for quite a long time, they have 3 different types of green Aluthkade, each with a very obscure sounding green ingredient as the main ingredient, which is obviously very nutritious and good for you. So it's a very good breakfast. They also have the garlic Aluthkade, which is one of my favorites. It's a white color porridge. And with these places, if you're feeling adventurous, you can ask them to mix a few different types in. So right now, I'm having the Valipanna as well as the garlic kanda together, and it is so good. Another thing I really love about this little truck, here is that it is a one-stop shop for all your Sri Lankan breakfast needs. They've got a lot of traditional breakfasts, a few more we're going to explore as well. They've got string hoppers, all packed up, you can take it and go. And it's also the kind of place, as you can see, all kinds of people stop here. There's people who are walking by, there's people on bikes, there's people in vehicles. It goes to show that no matter what type of person you are in society, as a Sri Lankan, we love our traditional breakfast, and this is an amazing spot to come and grab it from. The sea is right here. You have the experience of seeing the train go by in the morning with people going to work. We have another one coming. You see the traffic of all the other people going to work as well. So you really get a feel for what life in Colombo for people here are like. Another super nutritious and traditional Sri Lankan breakfast is the Manioc with lunumiris, which is like a spicy sambal, as well as some freshly grated coconut. This is something that we've had since we were kids, and it's a breakfast you can find everywhere on the island. It is something that's easily grown, the manioc, a type of yam, and is considered very nutritious in Sri Lanka. Be warned that the lunumiris is really spicy, so the coconut is a very good addition because it's sweet and it balances off that flavor. And the manioc itself is soft and boiled to perfection, so all of it just blends in and melts in your mouth to create a very wholesome and delicious breakfast. So good. It's one of my favorite breakfasts ever. The lunumiris also has a little bit of a lime in it, and it just like brings everything together. It's so great. This breakfast is also from the same place that we had our Aluthkade from, and they have this very nice area for you to sit and enjoy your meal. I highly recommend you check out this breakfast spot and try a couple of these dishes as well. We are currently at the most busiest place on the island, Pettah market. This is one of the first markets, I would say the oldest markets in the country. It is the place where everything comes straight out of the harbor, a lot of wholesale businesses. This is like the pulse of the city, and I think if something was really wrong with Sri Lanka, that would be the only time that the Pettah market ever closes. Thanks to Rosanna from Minority Taste, I learned that Pettah market has only closed twice in the history of its existence, once during the pandemic and once during the Aragalia. That shows you just what a powerful marker of the health of this island that Pettah market is. So for many years, you've had traders from different countries coming in to Pettah, selling and of course sharing their culture here. So this is a great place to pick up on a little bit of the culture that's left behind from those days as well. So there's a lot of food here that is coming from the merchants who have been in and out of this area. In true Sri Lankan style, we have to put spice and chili on everything. Achcharu is a really popular Sri Lankan snack whereby you take any kind of fruit. Now this is a seasonal Sri Lankan fruit called jambu or sweet apple, and you take it and you cut it up and you put some salt, you put some chili, you put some lime, and you mix it all up and let all the flavors ooze out and mix together, and you have Achcharu. Now you can do Achcharu with anything, with mango, with Sri Lankan olive, which is like veralu. We've got guava and pineapple, the works. Now beware, this is a little spicy, but it is so good, and it is such a Sri Lankan thing that you must try it. And I think one of the best places to try it is here in Pettah. My mom always comes here and gets Achcharu from here, so I have very fond memories of this. Cheers. So I just finished my Achcharu, which was a little on the spicy side, and it is almost noon now, so it's definitely getting hotter. So it is time to hydrate with Sri Lanka's very own natural electrolyte drink, which is the king coconut. Now this is really different from the green color coconut you might have seen in India and some other countries like Thailand. That is a kurumba. This is very different. By nature, the king coconut is much sweeter. Of course, it does depend on the quality of each fruit as well, but it is very hydrating and delicious. And once you try it, which you must try it, once you are done with it, make sure you ask them to cut the king coconut open, and you can scrape out the fleshy insides and eat it. It's very tasty, and it's almost like a jelly-like consistency. But I really want to encourage you guys to try this, because I know a lot of people come here and they've tried kurumba already in Thailand and in some other Asian countries, but they haven't tried this one. This is very special. It only grows here in Sri Lanka and maybe like one region in India, so that's probably why you don't see it in India much as well. So make sure you try this one out. This is actually a street food, but also very special to Sri Lanka. And if you can have it at the hotels, they have it a little bit more posh where they have refrigerated it. Oh my god, it's like being hit by a ice cold wave on a hot day. It's amazing. Bombay sweets, of course, is Indian-inspired sweets, but there are a few things in here that are very popular among the Sri Lankan community. Starting off with bundi. This is one of my favorites. I'm pretty sure there must be something like this that's similar in India as well, but it's a very sweet, almost rose-like flavored, fried, delicious thing. I don't know how to explain it, but it is very rich and very sweet, and my favorite one is the red color one of this. The next one is, we have an assortment of what we call mustard. So mustard is a sweetmeat that is usually used in Muslim festivals and celebrations. I love mustard. It's one of my favorite Sri Lankan festival foods. It's soft, it's almost chewy, but it bites through. It has a coconut flavor. Each color has a slightly different varying flavor, but it's very nice. It's not too sweet. That's the main thing that I love about it. Muscat is a must try when you're here, but it is oily. You have to know that, and you have to be okay with that. Here is another Sri Lankan classic. Now these are a couple of short eats that we have here. Short eats are really popular in Sri Lanka. This is a roti that has vegetable inside it. These kind of triangle rotis always are called elevalu rotis or vegetable rotis. So this is a dedicated vegetable short eat that we have here in Sri Lanka. It's usually filled with potato, leeks and some other vegetables. Really hearty, very tasty, very not too spicy, so that's good. Can be found all around the country in any kind of small savory food shop. bakeries have it. Very, very popular, very well known among Sri Lankan community. Now we have something that is not of Sri Lankan origin but is very popular in Sri Lanka, again due to the Muslim community's influence on our food. This is a samosa. This one is chicken, as most samosas are. All the best samosas are meat, either chicken or mutton, chicken or beef. They rarely come in veg, they're very hard to find, so Shehaan is going to try this for us.
Alright, so we're trying the samosa. Nothing new to me, I have this all the time when we break fast. It's like a pastry with like this flaky crust to it. It's crunchy on the outside and the inside is nice and warm with like this chicken, and there's like this really nice like mincemeat curry flavor to it. Perfect.
And here we have the pièce de résistance, as I like to call it, the Sri Lankan faluda. This is so rich, so decadent. It comes with ice cream and basil seeds, which are kind of similar to chia seeds, and is a rose flavored sherbet kind of drink that is inspired, I think, a Persian inspired drink, again brought by the merchants and the Muslim communities to Sri Lanka, and we are very grateful for it. It has a very rosy kind of flavor. It has some nougat in it. I'm not sure, yeah, something like a soft and tender to bite. There's some jelly in it. Sweet, milky, creamy, rosy. Almost a perfumed taste. I don't like faluda usually because it's too sweet. This one is really good. Welcome to my gram store, guys. So this is an example of your average gram store here in Sri Lanka. Everything is sold by the gram. You have tons of goodies to select from. Biscuits and fried dough, manioc chips, which are like a type of manioc that is sliced. You have bundi, you have seeds and nuts and all sorts of things. Definitely worth a try, especially the muruku, which is a type of fried and flavored dough. It's a nice popular snack for people to have while they're having drinks or just something to munch on. Today I'm going to be trying the Sri Lankan classic, which is the crispy fried manioc chip. This thing is so popular. Obviously Sri Lankans love manioc or manioc and have found many ways to cook it. We had it earlier today boiled. This is slightly unhealthy. This is sliced and deep fried and dipped in some salt, pepper and some chili. Can you hear that crunch? It is so crispy, it is so good. It's better than your average potato chip, I promise you. When you're in this area and you see one of these stores, definitely try manioc chips out. 100% a Sri Lankan snack that you cannot miss out on. For this video, we are going to be staying at a hotel that is considered the leading grand dame of South Asia, the Galle Face Hotel. With over 150 years of history, culture and traditions woven into its very DNA, this is a hotel like no other and has been the select choice of many noteworthy guests over its history, such as the late Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth herself. What really makes Galle Face Hotel special is how it has managed to preserve its old world splendor and history and combine it with Sri Lanka's modern, independent present, creating a heritage property that you just have to experience to feel how special it is.
Good evening, thank you for calling the Galle Face Hotel.
Welcome to our beautiful room here at the Galle Face Hotel, guys. So this room is in the classic wing, and they have two wings, the Regency wing and the classic wing, and the classic wing has been here since the inception of the hotel in 1864. And one of the things that I love about this place is that everywhere you walk, everywhere you look, you feel like you have been transported to 200 odd years ago. From the wooden floors that creak, the carpeted hallways, the double ceiling, everything, the crown molding, the furniture, the elevators, all of it makes you feel like you have been transported back in time. So it's a really great way for you to explore the history of Sri Lanka as well by staying in a place like this. So this room actually has its very own rather large balcony with an amazing view of the sea. You're going to see a fantastic sunset from right here. And another thing that I really find interesting is how the architecture of this hotel speaks about the era in which it was built in. And behind the hotel, you can now see the skyscrapers of modern Colombo starting to peak, and it gives a really wonderful juxtaposition of the depth that Colombo has to offer. It's a very new city in terms of modernity, but in terms of history, culture, and even in terms of historical architecture like this is a city that has a lot to offer, and that is why I encourage a lot of people to explore it. As someone who was born and raised in Colombo, the Galle Face Hotel is a place that I have been going to ever since I was a child. And as I've grown, I've noticed that the architecture and the aesthetic of the hotel never gets old. It is timeless, and that's something to be admired in today's day and age. For the international traveler, the Galle Face Hotel has always been an immersive experience into Colombo's colonial past, a living, breathing monument that is still functional today in today's time. And for the Colombo society, it has always been a place that has provided memorable moments. Everyone celebrates all of their big moments here, or even their small moments. Fun fact, Shehaan and I even met here for the first time. So right now we are at the Galle Face Hotel enjoying a spot of high tea. Now you're probably wondering, Shenelle, why are you at a hotel having high tea? You should be exploring the streets of Colombo and sharing the street food. Well, hear me out, I have a good reason for this addition, and that is because high tea is actually a very popular activity for locals in Colombo, and Galle Face Hotel provides one of the best locations to watch sunset, grab some amazing food and some really nice cocktails, and just relax in this ambiance that is very special to Galle Face Hotel. And it's also very centrally located to all the other places that we've been checking out for street food. So if you have been eating out a lot and you're kind of fed up and you're in the mood to be wined and dined a little bit while watching sunset and having a very almost romantic experience, this is something that you should check out. What has made Sri Lanka unique over its history has been its ability to preserve its unique culture while also absorbing the influences and traditions that have been left behind by a millennia of being a central hub in ancient trade routes, as well as centuries of colonization without jeopardizing her own authenticity. And it's really this characteristic that makes Sri Lanka an experience like no other, and a place that we are proud to call home. So now it's time to check out what kind of street food we can find in the evening, starting off with the Galle Face Green, which is actually the namesake of this hotel and is a very popular place to get some street food that you should not miss out when you're in Colombo. This kind of food cart is really popular throughout the country. You'll see them all over the place if you keep an eye out for them, selling all sorts of traditional Sri Lankan street snacks ranging from the vade, the iso vades, and another really popular one you might find is boiled chickpea, and they're usually on wheels, can be moved anywhere. This has been the way it's been done, this exact same kind of structure ever since we were little kids. And I remember coming here when I was much younger. There are very fond memories in my childhood. These really are very interesting, quirky Sri Lankan things.
Alright, since Shenelle is a vegetarian and she can't eat iso vade, which is essentially prawn vade. Vade is, I'm not sure, dal or lentil falafel with fried prawns on top. It's crispy It's got like lime in it, so it's got this really tangy flavor to it. And then the veggies is like ideal with like a nice curry also. So the falafel like vades is a bit on the softer side, soft on the inside, crunchy on the outside, and then the prawns are like super deep fried, so they are really crispy. Usually people would say that you'd have a stomachache after eating this stuff. We will find out at the end of this vlog.
We are going to try something now which is like a bit of a traditional Sri Lankan thing. A lot of workers used to have this, kind of like chewing tobacco. It does get you a little high. I suppose you do feel a little bit of a buzz. It is a very strong flavor and it does make your mouth red and stuff. So there's two varieties here. One is one that just tastes good, and this one is the special stuff that's going to give you a little bit of a kick. So it's full of all sorts of herbal things that taste and smell good. Mulu ekama. Here it is. And he told me I need to put the entire thing in my mouth. So here it goes. Mema nawala kanawa.
සිංහල බේත් ජාති එරමුසු ඇල්මි ගුරු පියලි ඒවා තමයි තියෙන්නේ. ඕකේ ඉතින් ගිල්ලත් අවුලක් නැහැ සිංහල බේත් ජාතිනේ.
I'm pretty proud. This special thing called pork, which is a bit hard to bite, but all of it together has a very strong flavor, and if you can bite through the pork, you can actually swallow the whole thing, because according to him it's very good and healthy for you. When you're traveling around Sri Lanka and if you see like people spitting out something bright red color and you're wondering what it is, it's this.
I don't know if this is a good idea, but here goes. Oh, go. There's like a menthol. I can't feel my teeth. There is a nice flavor to it, but it is so strong. Woo, that was really strong. I'm not proud of that. That's exactly what everyone does and I don't want to do. But it's worthwhile trying if you're in a new country. Alright, so we're trying the crab vade, which is like the prawn vade but with a deep fried crab. Yeah, a bit interesting because I've never really eaten this and I'd never really eat it. I'm only doing it because we're doing this YouTube video. And it's a whole crab. And I asked him when they caught the crab and he said it was today. So here goes. Oh, yeah, it is like soft shell crab. It's super deep fried, so it just, you can just bite it all. Crunchy, really tasty. The sauce, and this time there's onions on top as opposed to the veggies, so it gives a nice flavor. I'm quite enjoying this one.
Huh?
I'm full. I mean, it's good. Okay, I'll have another bite.
This is not meant to be.
The crab is good, like just by itself. Oh damn, that's really good. I'm giving this a definite 10. Better than the iso vade.
So here's something new that has been popping up around Colombo. There are these small night markets that are focused solely, oh my god, you almost lost your life there.
Yeah.
Something new that has been popping up around Colombo are small night markets that are focused solely on food. There are a couple of these on Duplication Road, which is about 2 kilometers away from Galle Face Green. And if you just take a tuk-tuk and ride down this road, keep an eye on the left and right side, you're bound to see about 4 of these places, and each place is like a mini food court. One thing though is if you do want to come to these places, make sure you come here a little bit early, especially on weekdays. They do tend to close at around 9-10, a lot of the street food places. It's usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday that things are open till late, so keep this in mind if you are traveling through Colombo on a weekday. Alright Guys, so we are here at Kailasa and we just happened to be here at the same time as the founder, which is very lucky for us because I've always wanted to know what finally inspired a Sri Lankan to start the night market scene here.
Because I want to introduce Indian street food to Sri Lanka. Yeah.
Brings us to this dish that you are making your friends try out.
Basically, this is a Kerala dish called fish polichadu. We tried a 1 kilo fish polichadu for the first time in Sri Lanka. We can say it's a quite big fish where you can share it with 4-5 people. It's basically a fish barbecued with that Kerala style gravy. Comes with puri and chutney.
So, do you see tourists coming here?
A lot of foreigners come here. They love to try the spicy things from Sri Lanka. So we love when foreigners come. We love everyone coming, but it's so special when we see they also love the product.
Okay, so we're not eating anything here because we're really full after everything we've been eating the whole day. So instead, we're going to try this, which is something someone recommended there. It's called the Kuluki Sharbat. Ooh, it's a really sweet drink with a bit of mint. It's nice.
You said it was spicy?
It's not spicy. It's really sweet.
Have a bite of the green chili?
I want to share something really interesting about this place is that most of the people here are young students, guys who are studying during the day and running these operations at night. This is something Sheneller and I have always wondered why it doesn't happen here in Sri Lanka, because if you look at Thailand, if you look at Vietnam, any of the other Asian countries, you see a booming night market. Sri Lanka didn't have that for all this time, and now you're starting to see signs of it in Colombo, which is very interesting, and it only means that we're going to see more and more authentic homegrown dishes come out for everyone to be able to try.
Alright guys, so we are here at Aluthkade, which is a place that is not new but has been trending recently amongst travelers and amongst the young people in Sri Lanka as a place to come and grab some street food. Now I'm very excited because this is my first time here, but of course I can smell a lot of barbecue, which tells me there's a lot of meat dishes here that I won't be able to tell you guys what it's like. So I've got some hired help. We've got Josh. He is a local, a Sri Lankan, as you can see. Where are you from, Josh, actually?
German, Australian, a nice mix. My emotional home is Sri Lanka.
Yes, he's a global citizen and his emotional home is in Sri Lanka. I'm going to get him to try all of this street food and hopefully he makes it home today.
Happy to be your guinea pig today. Let's try
Thank
some
you.
spicy food.
Yeah, and also he lives here, so I'm going to ask him later on in the video what it's like to live in Sri Lanka. Alright, so now we're trying a very highly recommended sandwich here in Aluthkade. Recommended by someone who actually watches our videos, she's right over there. And she told us to try this sandwich. It's super tasty, super light. You won't even feel like you're eating bread. Very tall order, very high recommendations. So I'm going to get the boys to try it out.
Alright, starting off with presentation, we have
Omelette, sandwich, spicy chicken, and lots of mayonnaise.
You don't see that in
made it. That was amazing. On the grill, cook the egg, throw on the toast, and now they're going to try it. But it's like sometimes it can look very good, and that's when you review for a living, right? You look at it, but it must taste good as well.
That's actually pretty good. The omelette around the bread gives it like a nice feel.
It's good. It has a good taste. So not spicy at all. So if you're a foreigner, you come to Sri Lanka, and you struggle with spice the way I do, this is perfectly fine.
And I think they've got a good quantity of like chicken within a sandwich here.
7.5.
7.5,
Yeah. You agree with that?
I think, that's how you clean your hands. Paper. And you're not used to that, you might want to bring like some sort of hand sanitizer or something like that. On to the next one.
Yeah.
Do you have spicy chicken?
Yeah, spicy chicken, mutton brain.
Mutton brain.
Yeah, come.
අපේ යාළුවට හොඳටම ස්පයිසි ඕනෙලු.
Spicy, I want to.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have to be careful about where you walk. It's a small road, it's chaotic, everyone's got to watch out for themselves. But it's part of the charm. What is it?
One shot drink. Listen, Sri Lanka is best drink.
Looks like Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, it's like Jaeger bombs, but
Yeah, it's right.
you'll try it? Awesome.
We fried this sweet, right? And it's blueberry from the liquid. Can you try? Can you try? Try you.
All right, okay, fine, I'll try.
1, 2, 3. One shot down, 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 shot, 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 shot. One shot, you down, shot. Shot. Shot.
Just so you guys know, I don't like sweet things, but this lovely gentleman has forced me to have one.
Try, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
1, 2, 3. Okay, right. One shot down, 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 shot, shot, shot. One shot there. What's up, what's up? Shot.
Oh, I just chugged a Sprite for no reason. Like,
That's really sweet.
it wasn't so sweet.
Yeah?
It was okay.
Alright, so we just walked to the end of the strip. What do you guys think about the vibe here?
It's very different from most of Colombo. Depends really what food you want, but if you want a bit more an authentic experience in Colombo, that's the place to come in terms of food, in terms of atmosphere, in terms of the people. This is kind of the place when you're in Colombo and you haven't been down south or you want to get a true Sri Lankan experience, this is where you come to, food-wise and people-wise.
Yeah, I agree. It's been very interesting. People are super welcoming. I like seeing this innovative flair, even the sandwich. That's something fairly new. We're not sandwich people here in Sri Lanka. But the sandwich was a pretty interesting thing. It seems to be very demonstrative as well. There's a lot of things that have a flair to it and excite young people. I think this gives you that authentic Colombo chaotic vibe, and it's a must to experience it.
That's what you want.
Yeah, you want it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now let's get some spicy food.
Yeah.
Can you make it extra spicy?
Yeah.
Can.
Double masala.
Oh, so Shehan's trying to convince them to make the barbecue chicken extra spicy. And how are you, Josh, with spicy food?
Very good, very good.
All right.
Doesn't make me sweat at all.
Okay.
I might do a second part tomorrow from the hospital.
Okay.
What did we get?
It's a spicy chicken. That's all I pretty much.
I think you should try first since
Okay.
you're the local.
I'm the local. All right, let's see how. It feels good, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the texture is already very nice, tender, the way you like it. That's always the worst part when I have to do flight reviews, the food part, because I know nothing about food. And so far, it's good. It's actually good.
Yeah?
Nice flavors.
Spicy?
Spice hasn't kicked in yet.
I'm gonna be Josh here. It's not that great. Close this shop down. Oh, here comes the other dish.
Guys, this is my favorite dish in the whole world. Another really popular Sri Lankan street food it's a very simple thing. It's the egg roti, but you ask for about 2 egg rotis and you get some chicken curry as well as some raw onions on it. And right here in Aluthkade, they make their rotis like really fresh. It's hot to touch and they have a very nice peppery chicken curry. The gravy is not too spicy. How's my food reviewing skills?
I was just thinking about it that I should get you on one of my flights, and then whenever the food comes,
Yeah, and get Shenelle to
and then you come in and you talk about the food. Perfect.
Yeah.
All set.
And it has like a nice buttery flavor to it, so it's very tasty.
Actually, this is more spicy than the chicken.
I want to lead back into the thing that I told you we're going to talk to Josh about, which is that Josh has been living in Sri Lanka for quite some time. So I want to ask you, what's it like for somebody who's traveled a little bit around the world, you know? He's a little well-traveled. What's it like to live in Sri Lanka, and why did you choose Sri Lanka?
It is what you make of it, you know. It's all about the people mostly. It's a nice place where you can have a great life, a good balance when it comes to cost of living, you know. And I think this is why I eventually picked Colombo for my base. And my dad used to live here back in the 70s. He was one of those hippies that came on a bus from Amsterdam to Kathmandu, ended up in Kandy for 2 years. So we ended up going on a holiday to Sri Lanka all the time, and that's how I got familiar with the country, with the culture, with the people.
So you do have like a familiarization with this country that most people don't have.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a nice, mild version of India, right? So you don't get that hectic lifestyle here. Everything is like rather organized. It's such a small place. You think of Colombo as a big city, but everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
It's very nice to make friends. This is how we end up.
Yeah.
So it's a great place to to make connection. And I'm glad to be here.
In Aluthkade.
Now we just have to fix your national airline.
Sri Lanka is most popularly known for its Ceylon tea. But you won't have this tea, which is like a milk tea that is made in a specific way in these shops, like the roadside shops, especially around Colombo and in the Cybers. So we are going to try one of those. It's so good. If you watched our cycling series, you'd remember I was having this every day. So it's normal tea mixed with condensed milk. It is so good.
And then it's like poured in a
and it's poured in a certain way, and it has this lovely flavor to it. It's probably not healthy though, to have a lot of condensed milk, but it's bloody tasty.
Alright, so our bellies are full and we're about to head home. It is 12 o'clock in the night and this place is showing no signs of slowing down. In fact, it's just getting even more crowded and louder and chaotic, and it's just getting more and more lively, and it's only Tuesday. Imagine this place on a Friday.
If you're out late night and you want a snack after hitting the clubs of Colombo, that's the place to be. And I will let you know if I had some food poisoning tomorrow, right?
And we are back at the Galle Face Hotel, you guys, and as you can see behind me, it is getting quite lively, and it does get quite lively over the weekends because they have two really nice bars here. The one we're at right now, which is the King of the Mambo. It is a Cuban-inspired bar, and on the other side they have Fire Beat, which is an outdoor bar which also has amazing food and drinks. So definitely a place to check out if you're here in the evenings and the nights. And if you are enjoying this experience at the Galle Face Hotel, and if you would like to have it for yourself, we do have an exclusive deal in the link in the description. The link in the description, and you can have that for yourself as well. And if you are enjoying the first video of our Colombo series, good news is we have a lot coming up. We have the best cafes of Colombo, we have the best restaurants, as well as the best spots for nightlife and bars, and maybe even the best spots for shopping if you're interested. So if you do like that, and if you like the sound of any of those videos, drop a comment down below and we'll get that out to you as fast as possible. And with that, we're at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!